grown and sexy, but clean sometimes. That's what's up. We didn't say it was a family show, so there's that. Wait, are we with that? Well, this or that? Are we?
I don't know. We all over the place.
Had to come out of retirement. These knees they was snap, cracking, and popping, like a Rice Krispie. But we made it do what it do. But I did take a couple ibuprofens afterwards, though. All right.
It's hot.
Mud Talk with Big T, Shae, and Miss Amy. Can you count, suckers? Get busy, y'all. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Yo, what's good? It's your homie Big T.
And I'm Shae Renee.
And I'm Miss Amy.
And you are listening to the only podcast that brings you latest in music, news, and fashion, and the only show that keeps our ears to the streets.
While you grind in the 419.
Yes, we are back from another episode of Mud Talk, and it's a very special edition of Mud Talk. Yes. It's our holiday episode, so we have on our holiday gear. Shae and her nice red.
Love it.
I love it. Devil wears red.
Not at all.
Hey.
Wow.
I'm gonna behave today.
It be your own people. I think
I'm gonna
so.
behave today. Well, not only is it a special episode, we have a special guest in the building today. We have, I like to call him Toledo's favorite bishop. Bishop Randall Parker is in the building. He's here with us at Mud Talk today. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Thank y'all for having me tonight. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, we appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. And he told us to be ourselves, so we don't try. Yeah. I said I wasn't gonna cuss today, so I'm gonna stick to that.
Okay? Be you.
I don't know.
You deal with that.
I'm trying to.
We're gonna have a nice long prayer. We're gonna have a nice long prayer after this.
My mom a minister, so I know how to turn it on.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I'm trying to make it to the pearly gate, so let me behave. So, all right. Well, before we get into that, y'all know we cannot start the show without giving you some tea, and this is what we call Big T with the T. And first thing is first. This is actually top of the news. In case you don't know, but you will know, Megan Thee Stallion took the stand in Tory Lanez trial. Megan Thee Stallion took stand as a witness for the assault against with Tory Lanez in Los Angeles, speaking for the first time in detail about the night allegedly that the Houston rapper shot her in the feet in 2020. As the key witness for the prosecution, the Houston rapper, whose real name is Megan Pete, described her account of what happened on July 12th, saying on the record that the assault was the result of an argument that she had with Lanez. His real name is Daystar Peterson, and Kelsey, which is her former best friend, also assistant. She goes on to describe that it has been very hard on her, both mentally and physically. She says, and I quote, "I can't even be happy. I can't hold conversations with people for a long time. I don't feel like I want to be on this earth. I wish he would have just shot and killed me if I knew I would have to go through this torture." The Grammy winner recounted that she and Peterson had an intimate relationship in 2020, and things just went left. The fight started in the vehicle with him cussing at the two women in the car, and him making some other not so nice comments. They asked her, why did she lie to the police? And she said, I didn't feel safe in the car and I don't feel safe with the police. So this trial will continue and we'll see how those things play out. So my prayers are up to Megan, because one of the things that she said in the article when I was reading is that she felt like the music industry was a boys club because she didn't feel protected. So many, rappers and artists were against her, saying these things didn't happen. And now she feels like being a woman in the industry, she doesn't feel protected. So, and it really hurts my heart because Megan does a lot of good for our community. She graduated from college and everything. So to hear that one of the biggest stars in the industry feels like that she, her life should have been taken instead. That really bothers me because Megan doesn't bother nobody. Okay, she just makes her twerk videos, makes good music, and keep it moving.
They were really coming at her too.
They really were. And then that was around the same time her grandmother passed away, and all of that stuff was going on. So prayers up to Megan. I don't care what nobody says. So, all right. Well, that's in that news. In other news, so rapper Gunna was released from jail after pleading guilty to the RICO case. Don't ask me how that happened. I'll let y'all know in a minute. Okay. So Gunner, so he pled guilty to one count of conspiracy to violate what's called RICO, also known as racketeer, influence, and corrupt organizations. The rapper took an Alford plea, meaning that he pled guilty to the one charge while maintaining his innocence on the same charge as a form of self-preservation. He was originally sentenced to 5 years in prison, but it was commuted to time served, and the remaining balance of the sentence has been suspended too, meaning that he has been released from custody. As part of the deal, the rapper will serve 500 hours of community service.
Was this where they were using their lyrics?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was signed to Young Thug's label YSL. Young Thug actually remains incarcerated as his trial awaits. Jury selection in the case is scheduled to begin on Wednesday, January 4th, 2023.
So I missed this. Are they going to make him try to testify against?
It didn't say that in the article, but I hope not.
I wonder if that was part of the plea, though.
You think so?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They like to do that. Turn everybody against everybody.
It was yes. Yeah. Ooh, all right. Well, in positive news, Wiz Khalifa is getting into the acting world, and he's going to be playing George Clinton in a movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of interested. I was reading this. So Wiz Khalifa will portray Parliament leader and funk icon George Clinton in a forthcoming film about Casablanca Records. It's going to be called Spinning Gold, which chronicles the rise of the label in the 1970s. Following founder and producer Neil Bogart as he signs artists who will go on to become icons of the era. The movie depicts the rise of Donna Summers, Gladys Knight, the Isley Brothers, the Village People, Kiss, Bill Withers, and more. What I thought was very interesting, in addition to Khalifa playing the movie, Jason Derulo will play Ron Isley.
Oh, all right. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, so Jason Derulo is going to play Ron Isley. Chris Redd will play DJ Frankie Crocker, and Michael Ian Black will play Kiss manager Bill, and there will be some other people in there. So yeah,
I'm actually really excited. I want to watch it.
I just want to see Jason Derulo play.
Right.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Playing Ron Isley. Nobody can play Mr. Biggs except for Mr. Biggs. So, all right. Well, that was Big T with the T, and if you got some tea, I'm gonna spill it here first, right here on my talk. So there we go. All right. So Miss Amy, it's the holiday time, and you have something very special that you gotta tell us. You got some tips.
I'm gonna take over for a minute. We're gonna get some good tips with tea. So these are my tips though for the holiday takeover on how to survive a white family function, celebration, holidays. So if you have any, or friends, if you have any white family or friends, you're going to their holiday function. Here's a few tips just to know. So the first one is it's okay to use first names. When you say hello, Mr. and Mrs., and they say just call me by my first name, it's actually okay to do so. It will be too formal if you don't. They might be offended if you don't use their first name. So it's actually, I'm giving you permission. If they say call me Amy, call me Amy. Otherwise, it might be offensive. Or they might think that you don't like them. Because if you call them like Mr. and Mrs., it seems like you might not like them. When they say the gathering starts at 7, they will actually start eating right at 7. So avoid the awkwardness of walking in the middle of the meal and having everyone staring at you. I don't often get places on time, and I have been there and done that with the awkwardness of, the family funk. They're eating and I'm walking in, and yeah, it's very awkward, especially if you haven't been to this family function before. So when the food is ready, be prepared to sit at the table or tables together with the entire family. There is one eating time and one dessert time. That's it. So like if you don't roll up at 7 and you're not at that eating time, there's no food. And there will be no leftovers for you to take if it's seasoned well enough. We already talked about that. And you want to take some, there will be none. There's enough for everyone.
So I shouldn't be grabbing Kroger bags.
No Kroger bags. You don't even have to bring any plastic. If you come to my house, you will, but everybody else, that's a white.
The regular white folks.
Yeah, you will not. I promise. Let's see. Be prepared to sit quietly for a long time of prayer, holding hands quietly. And you actually might have to be asked to pray if they're doing like the round the table prayer. So they might do the round the table where they ask you to pray too. So everybody prays and hold hands, and you have to be quiet.
See, in our household, we don't do that. We just, Jesus wept, amen.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
That might be the start of somebody's long.
No, that's the start and the finish.
And I don't get me wrong, I love a good prayer session, but the food's there because there's one eating time, so it's all right there in front of you, and you just want to eat, and that's how that goes. It is a BYOS, bring your own sauce, hot sauce, barbecue sauce, or whatever sauce you want. It will not be available, I promise you that. So if you are a saucy person, you got to bring your own. If it is a family where you're a little worried about seasoning, you may need to. I'm actually laughing. One of my friends came over to my house for New Year's, and her boyfriend was like, "Is it safe? Should I bring the hot sauce and seasoning?" She's like, "No, she's got you." As soon as she walked in, the first thing she did was open up my spice cabinet. She's like, "See," he's like, "Okay, we're good," because they were a little worried. But yes, normally bring your own sauce, seasonings, BYOS, because it won't be there. If you want to drink, you need to know that your options are going to be beer, wine, or White Claw. Nothing else. So if you want liquor, you're going to have to bring your own bottle, and you should probably hide it somewhere. And just maybe pour it in your cup, because they're gonna be like, "What is that? You don't want our beer or wine or White Claw." Be prepared with at least one cheesy dad joke to impress the dad or grandpa of the family, and also then be prepared to hear at least 10 throughout the course of the party. And they would love it if you fake laughed. Like, that would be okay. They love that. Avoid talking politics. There is a big chance you're not going to agree, and it's going to get really uncomfortable for everybody, because that's a thing. After dinner, there's going to be a game time. And it's going to be charades, Pictionary, Taboo, or Monopoly. And it's going to go on forever, and you will not get out of it.
Or Yahtzee.
Yahtzee's another one, yes. I like Yahtzee, though. Yahtzee's fun. Just saying. And then finally, when the party is over, the party is over. If the end time says 10 p.m., you need to start to wrap it up at about 9:45, because the house will be closed at 10. And you better be gone, or you're going to get locked in at the house, and you're going to be staying the night. That's how that's going to work.
Wow.
So just a few tips to help you guys if you have any white friends or family holiday gatherings to attend. I'm sorry, I'm clicking over here with this thing. There we go. Feel better now. All right. So there you go.
All right. Well, thank you, Ms. Amy, for our white girl takeover. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So I know if I go to any white people's houses, we leave right at 9:45.
Yeah. Well, if it ends at 10, you got to get that 15 minute.
That's 15-minute grace period.
Yeah.
And I have to learn how to play Yahtzee.
Yeah, and I can teach you.
I bet you can.
I know I can, because you grow up and you learn these things.
Thanks. Well, when the party is over, you got to have somebody clean up, right? And so a great way to clean up is by contacting Sister Services. And Sister Services LLC, they offer basic and deep cleaning services. They also do move-in and move-out cleanings, one-time cleaning, weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly cleanings. And they also clean commercial and residential properties as well. And they also will organize your space and provide free estimates. So you ask them to come on out, and you ask them how much it's going to cost, they'll give that to you for free. So if you feel like contacting them for their services, their contact information is 419-320-7152, or contact them via email at sisterservices419@gmail.com. Okay. So Sister Services 419 LLC in the building. So there we go.
That cleaning done. What is it? How many more days do we have till Christmas?
Well, 8 technically.
All right.
Yeah.
8 days. This is crunch time. It'd be a great time to get some cleaning services.
And it's a great way to go into 2023, right?
Oh yeah.
Got it.
Organize and clean.
Okay.
That was always a New Year's resolution. Like on New Year's Eve, the house had to be clean, money had to be in your pocket.
I always say, if you have a messy house, you must have a messy life.
Oh yeah.
Don't judge me.
We don't judge here. All right. Well, moving into that, y'all, as we said, here is our Christmas episode. We got to be here. There's a reason for the season, and we cannot have that without everybody. I say everybody, but Toledo's favorite bishop, Bishop Randall Parker. How you feeling today?
I feel good. Thank you guys again for having me tonight. I really appreciate it.
Yes, we appreciate you. Thank you very much for coming.
So just tell us a little about yourself so that we can get to know you.
All right. So I'm Randall Parker, born and raised here in Toledo, Ohio. I've been married for over 20 years. I have 3 children. My 19-year-old is the oldest, and I have twins, 1 boy, 1 girl. They're 18, just turned 18. They're seniors this year. So y'all pray for my anxiety.
Yeah, you're gonna have an empty nest soon.
Well, empty net, but I have empty wallets.
Well, listen, I feel that. Yeah.
Paying for graduation things.
Oh yeah.
And just a person that loves people and loves community. So just excited to be here tonight. Really am.
Well, we're excited to have you. So you are a busy guy. I've kind of learned that. So you do a couple of different things. You have a job at Read for Literacy.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Read for Literacy.
All right. So Read for Literacy is a nonprofit organization that helps with just helping others become aware about literacy. And so my piece of that puzzle is a program called Real Men Ready. And over 9 years ago, Real Men Ready was birthed out of the African American Leadership Council of United Way, Read for Literacy, the Toledo Public Library, and Toledo Public Schools. And so the premise of that is for African American men to read to African American boys kindergarten and first grade to help with their literacy level, because our African American boys at that level are reading about 80 to 90% below their literacy level. So prior to being the coordinator of this, I was actually a volunteer of the program as well. And then the next year I became the coordinator and have been the coordinator ever since. So really excited. We're at MLK Academy for Boys right now. And also we're at Ann Jerkins Harris Academy of Excellence also.
So this is all volunteer for the men that come and read?
Yes.
Is it something that if people are interested and they're listening, they want
Absolutely.
how can they do that?
So they can contact me at Read for Literacy, 419-242-7323, extension 113, or they can email me at randall.parker@toledolibrary.org.
And I like that because we know all of our young people need to have good positive mentors to look up to.
And not even that, but with this also having a cultural connect.
Yes, absolutely.
So when they see us going in and reading with them and sharing with them and providing a little mentorship, then it gives them hope, so really excited about that.
I like that. Okay. So the second thing that I was told that you are a Toledo Public Schools board member.
Yes, for the second time.
Second time. So it's your second term, they call it term?
Well, second appointment. Yeah.
Okay. How did you get appointed to?
So our first time around was in 2015, and Dr. Cecilia Adams went to City Council. So I was appointed then, and then earlier this year, a great board member, Stephanie Eichenberg, moved out of the district, so they needed someone, and they appointed me again.
So what have you learned from being a board member at Toledo Public?
I think for me as a board member, outside of the regular policy and procedures of the district, really having someone that can relate to developing student-centered decisions and really being able to fight, because I'm telling you, there's a war on public education right now down in our Columbus in the state, and different things that they're doing, and trying to really fight against public education. So really being that voice to stand up for those who don't have the voice to speak for themselves is, I believe, something that I'm really desiring to do.
Very important. And when you say there's an attack on public education, what do you like? Can you explain that a little bit?
So there are different bills that are trying to really take away the strength of what public education is, and public schools and things of such, funding, all those type of things, And I think that when you represent the students, you represent all of the students, regardless of how you feel personally. All the students deserve an opportunity to grow and learn and achieve. And so when you're fighting against certain organizations and certain students and stopping them from having the opportunity to learn, then we've got to step up and fight against that.
Absolutely. And not only are they not funding, then they like to pass a lot of unfunded mandates where they say we have to do this, but we're not going to pay for it.
I'm taking my medicine. You keep talking about
I'm sorry. Okay, well done. We're gonna move on. Okay. We're gonna move on. But I feel public education is super important so that kids do have access, and that's how we make strong communities. And we've talked about that on here. What can we do to help our youth and help our communities? I mean, having a good, strong public education system both in our city and our state is huge.
Yeah.
And so definitely thank you for fighting for that. It's very important.
Thank you.
And then what you're here, this is the bringing the reason for the season in, as Big T said. You are the bishop of the Canaan Manifested Word Church. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Tell me about your role, the church, how you got into that.
So Canaan Manifested Word Church used to be Canaan Missionary Baptist Church, where I was literally born and raised. I was born and raised in that church. At 3 years old, playing the drums. At 12, I was a minister of music, was licensed, ordained, and then went out to pastor. In 2010, I birthed a ministry called Manifested Word Church. And in 2014, we came together and merged the church together. Okay. So I went back home full circle with my Manifested Word Church, and going home to Canaan Missionary Baptist Church, and we've come together and been 8 years strong, trying to reach the lost by any means necessary. I refer to it as the most powerful place on the planet with the most impactful people, because we're a bunch of rejects. We don't come looking for tradition and religion. And, I got one group of people that may wear a suit, another group will wear jeans and t-shirt. Don't matter. We have people of all walks of life who have been hurting and just want to experience God. So that's my assignment, to allow people to experience God outside of the rituals of church.
Where they are, just meeting where they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so everyone's welcome. Somebody wanted to come in?
Oh, absolutely. And one of the things is I know I look very young. I understand that. But next year marks 20 years that I've been pastoring overall, and 25 years in ministry. So
can we get a DJ Clue bomb on that?
Yeah.
We need that bomb. We need that. There we go.
You can't hear it, but there's a nice.
Right, yeah, I'm gonna take your
Nice
word.
little sound effects happening there.
Yes, I saw the light, so I knew it was on. But yeah, so just it's really humbling, and just again, not being stuck in the four walls of the church, but being really able to connect with people where they are. I have people that really just appreciate the fact that I'm not that high up pastor. When you come to my church, I'm not speaking over your head. You know what I'm saying? Talking to where you are, because if we can't talk about life, we don't have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's the experience of life. I tell people all the time that I believe what I believe. I won't bully anyone else to believe what I believe, nor will I allow anyone to belittle me because of what I believe. But I believe that it's that faith that's drawn that leads people to a deeper relationship of being made whole.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. What so your church does some community initiatives to help the community that you what part of the city are you in? Or what
We're
community?
on the south side,
Okay.
1333 Western Avenue, right down the street from the old Libby High School on Western and Spencer. And so that's where we're located presently.
Okay.
We're looking to do some greater things and see what the Lord says as it relates to that. But community is everything to me. And I just believe that, that's where you really show the impact of who you are. You can't have a light if it's hidden under something, you know what I'm saying? So in the four walls of the church, we're hidden, you know what I'm saying? And so when we go out, that's when the light really shines. And so we have, for years, Canaan Missionary Baptist Church has been doing like food and clothing giveaways and things like that. But it was during the pandemic where we really decided, listen, we're not having service as far as people coming to service and things. So let's go out and let's do what we need to do. And so we started really pushing our food and clothing giveaway. And there were people who really appreciated the fact, because they asked the question, it is what it is. Some people look for a reason to talk about why they don't like church.
Right.
And so this was wrong with the church, is why I'm not going to church. But at the end of the day, if the church is doing what it's supposed to do, it'll draw more than it drives away.
Yeah.
And so that's what we did, during our time, during the pandemic, like every week, actually, we were out there giving away free food. And so, we had lines. And I think during that time, we fed over 3,000 people.
Wow.
During the pandemic, over 3,000, and so even once it kind of went down a little bit pandemic wise, we still have been doing it. It was something that we've always done, but it kind of highlighted during the pandemic and just keeping it going and being able to do that. And there were people who, during that time, were coming in the newest cars, but they didn't have food, and so that's what we do. That's what ministry is about for us. And then also during the winter time, we have a sock drive where we donate different socks to different shelters and things like that. And so we have a little competition of who's going to donate the most, and the men or the women. And since I'm here and nobody else is, the men win every year.
I was going to say, I feel like that might be the women part.
Nobody else is here to dispute what I'm
so
talking
it's
about.
the men.
Since it's my perception, the men always win.
So when's this competition up? Because I might need to go make a sock drop real quick.
We'll talk about that later. You give them to me, then I'll drop off.
Oh, okay. No.
Don't watch the broadcast that Sunday.
Where's your wife? I want to drop them all here. I'm going to give them to her.
See, now you got me. Now we'll do it like that.
All right.
But that's what we do, and so just really trying to just reach all facets of life and really touch the total man in all aspects. So I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, that's great. So it is the holiday time. Before we talk about what you have going on at the church, just for you in general, what's your favorite holiday tradition around the Christmas time?
For me, I think it is putting up my Christmas tree, listen to my Christmas music. Where I stay at on our side of town, there's a certain in our neighborhood, there's a certain channel that you play, and there's lights that go match the music of the channel that we're watching, So I go outside and I watch a little bit of that, and the lights and things and such. But most importantly for me is spending time with my family, because I think these little breaks, because everybody has their own life, everybody's doing their own thing, but when we can just pause and come together, I think that means everything to me, because at the end of the day, you have to make memories before they become memories.
Right. There it is. That's our quote of the show right there.
Quote of the show.
Quote of the show right there for sure.
Make memories, or they'll become a memory.
Mm-hmm. So you are very, very busy. We talked about this. He was asking me kind of what I do with my job and how I take care of myself, and I'm gonna kind of flip it back around to you. How do you balance everything, and how do you actually take everything that you do to help others? Because you do a lot to help others.
So in total transparency, Today has been a rough day. And I say that because when you're pulled from all different angles and people are looking to you to, kind of be the answer, when at the end of the day, you're still asking personal questions of yourself. It's difficult, and so when things go on in our community, people want to know, Randall, what do you think about it? And it's hard for me sometimes to process, or when things are going on in TPS, and when things are going on at the church. And so it's kind of difficult sometimes to balance. And while you're trying to help everybody else and be that Superman, you're developing your own kryptonite when you're not balancing your own life, And so at the end of the day, you have to be able to take time for you, because even the tow truck needs a tow. You feel me? And so
we're getting all kind of gems today.
I know, right?
Random.
Right.
You have to be able, and we talked about this a little bit, Amy, you have to be able to have someone that you can be transparent with. Because everybody can't handle your transparency.
Right.
Because people look at you to be their crutch and to be, again, their answer. And there are some times where you have to look at people and say, I don't have the answer. And it doesn't diminish who I am as a person.
Right.
It doesn't make me any less anointed or effective. But sometimes you just need to pause. And so just a real quick story, because I know preachers say they don't want to be long.
No, we like stories. We like stories. It helps,
I ain't
bring
gonna
that
hold
point.
I ain't gonna hold you while they hold you for a while. You said you weren't gonna hold me, man. It's 4 o'clock. Stomach hitting my back, bro. And don't tell me to touch my neighbor no more either, But nevertheless, I almost died a year ago. And was going, doing, and wasn't feeling well. But of course, me being me, I'm still pushing. I was doing like 5 funerals in 5 weeks.
Wow.
And going, doing. And I thought maybe I'm just dehydrated, everything's well. My wife was out of town. My son was just learning to drive. That's a blood pressure raiser.
Yes.
Went to the hospital, thinking they was gonna give me some IV and we'll go home. They're like, okay, we'll check your sugar. It was like, I'm like, what? Like, give me my IV, I'm good. Like, no, let's check your sugar again. Check my blood level. He's like, we need another machine. Come to find out, my blood sugar was 1148.
That's real high.
I should have been dead. Yeah. And so they immediately put me in ICU. I didn't know I was diabetic. Didn't know I was diabetic. And was in ICU for several days, waiting for it to come down. But in that whole time, I knew who I was joking with the nurses, and they were like, we're at 900 now. I'm like, woo, 900. Woo. My mom like, that's all right. And their mind like, dude, you're still bad.
Yeah.
But here we are a year later. I mean, when I first got out of the hospital, I was on insulin. I was on the medication, all that type of stuff. And I made up in my mind, I have to live. I want to see my children. I want to see my wife. I want to see grandchildren, if they'll, whatever the case may be. And so here I am a year later. I've lost 46 pounds.
Wow.
I am on no medication, nothing, and so I'm no longer diabetic. My A1C when I went to the hospital was 11.7. It is now 5.4.
Wow.
So, just really balancing life. So every Friday, I have self-care Friday for me. I don't go to work. I don't do church, none of that stuff. If I gotta go get my nails done, which I did earlier. I'm very much a man, get whatever needs to be done. I got the new Oculus, whatever the game is, that virtual reality, and nobody mess with me, let me live my life.
Disappear in that virtual reality.
So
I love it.
just learning to find your place of peace.
Yeah.
And not just find your place of peace, but be protective of that place of peace. Because everybody doesn't understand what it takes for you to find that peace. So like I said, in total transparency, today was a kind of rough day with the events of our community and things of such. Being a part of the chief advisory board, I wear a lot of hats, and sometimes I don't know how I eat all that's on my plate, but at the end of the day, I know who put it on my plate. So because he put it on my plate, then it means that I got enough space to eat and do what I need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for that. That is important.
Yes.
I mean, so you changed your lifestyle. Clearly lost 46 pounds.
Absolutely.
What were some of this was not one of the planned questions.
Sure.
What were some of the things that you did to kind of change?
Exercise. I mean, even something as simple as just being consistently walking. you know, around my neighborhood and things like that. I did that. I don't go and lift heavy weights, and I mean, I need to tone it up now since I lost. But and then changing your eating habits, that was very important to me because I was smashing any and everything, you know, just comfort food sometimes because I wasn't being real with who I was.
Yeah.
I just smashed whatever it was and didn't care, you know. But then when I started realizing that these things really affect your body, and your diet is always linked to your desire.
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, it's like, what does your life? You look like your decisions, you know. And so if I want to live, then I got to do what it takes to look like what it takes to live. So change my eating habits to the point now where I don't eat a lot, you know, but what I do eat is healthy. I never thought I would get there. Like I'm a member of the Wonderland Club. I haven't seen under 200 in 24 years.
Okay.
You know, so when I lost that weight, I'm telling you, I'm gonna lose a little bit more and be real arrogant. So, you know, if I see you in the streets, you be like, Parker, I'm like, man, who is that? But no, just, you know, seriously, it's like, you know, when you really make good decisions, you feel good about life. You look good, you feel good. You know, I go to the mall and there's no mirror that I don't network with.
That's good.
You know, because of the process that I've been through, you know, so people think you're arrogant, but when they don't know what you've been through, it's like you definitely can't judge my breakthrough if you don't know what I've been through.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. There's another one.
Put that in the journal.
Right.
Put that right there.
And I think too, you know, when you're so busy, because you were juggling a lot of hats, that's how we started talking about that, because you're talking about the hats that I was juggling, and it is really easy to start shoving everything. I mean, I can't tell you how often I eat in my car, and it's literally grabbing the snack that I had in the back seat. Red was laughing at me earlier because I pulled a sandwich out of my back seat. He's like, "Where'd you get that?" Because I always have car snacks, but like sometimes it's just you're on the go. But you're right, you can make time for it. You know, if you know, we do what's important to us, and you know, like you said, it's important to live, and you know, the community needs you.
Absolutely.
You're got a lot going on.
I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be connected and a part of such a great city.
Absolutely.
That's what's up.
Okay, so let's get to the holiday plans for the church. What do you guys got going on?
So we have our Christmas service that's coming up, and then also we have our New Year's Eve service, but we're partnering with Walk the Word Ministry and Pastor Tim Pettaway, because again, it's about coming together as a community and really showing that unity. So, you know, really highlighting our service times and things of such like that, and just really trying to make sure that we do what we can, even in events that are going on in the community, make sure that we're connected and a part of a piece of that as well.
What are your service times? And
So our service is high noon, so it's at 12 on Sundays. Give people time, you know, who kicked it on Saturdays, to, you know, kind of, you know, shape themselves and
Like he just called me some carpet.
Right.
I love
like,
you,
so
bro.
if I roll up on Sunday looking like a hot mess, you'll know, but I'll be there. Noon's the perfect time.
Make your way, I'm telling you, and it helps, you know, it really is a good time, and we're not there long, I promise you.
I did ask him that. I was like, are we gonna be there
No,
forever and
it's
always?
very much in and out.
I like that. I like that. So do you have any specific Christmas services that are at a different time, or is it noon?
Nope, it's just going to be at noon on Christmas Day. Again, not long, and then on our New Year's Eve service, you know, it'll be later on that evening. But our Christmas time is just that Sunday.
Okay.
Well, so speaking of Amy going to church,
Yes.
So you know we have the segment called Ask the White Girl, and we were thinking about doing a segment called The White Girl Goes to a Black Church.
Well, that's the white girl visit.
Oh,
church.
yes.
So yes, so if I do that, can I I don't know, how do we do? Am I allowed to record?
I mean, I don't know.
Yes,
I'm gonna do it on the low. I'll be like,
No, do
what's
it. I
happening in
need
the
you.
church?
I need you to
I
do
will.
it.
Okay, we're gonna do that.
We were talking about it, and we were just like, are we going to be okay with filming? And I was like,
Yeah.
maybe we'll just film you like walking in and coming out.
But he said I could tell.
Oh no, you got free reign.
I will not distract
We're
anything. I
family
swear.
now. Oh, you can't distract us. Don't worry about it.
All right. But I don't know. I guess I'll find out.
Right. I'll give them the signal like she's good.
Right. Yeah. Please do. Please give them a signal. I mean, I think I'm getting there, but I'm maybe not with everybody. So we'll get
Get
there.
there.
Get there. I would love that. So you did actually have an Ask the White Girl question for me real quick.
I did. So the question I have is, why do white people wear shorts when it's cold outside?
I don't really know, honestly. And I was telling this. I feel like this is more of a white boy thing. I mean, maybe white girls do too, but I don't know. I've asked my white male friends, like, why is it? It's not like just shorts. It's khaki cargos. Like it's always like white boys that wear khaki cargos in the winter. It could be negative like 20 out, and they're wearing their shorts. I don't know if it's a macho thing. I don't know if it's like a.
But I've definitely seen white girls wear a hoodie, Ugg boots, and shorts.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
Definitely-
you know what? You're right.
definitely.
It was probably my daughter because that's the stuff my daughter wears. And I'm like, why are you wearing that out of the house? You're absolutely right. Now that you say that, she did ask me for some Ugg boots, and she does have booty shorts somewhere. So
Oh, wow.
I'm sure she's making a plan for that. I don't know. I honestly can't answer that. I hate being cold. Like I need to be warm. I need to be in flannel and sweatshirts and socks but it is a thing. It is definitely a white people thing.
Absolutely.
White boys, I think for white men it's like a macho thing. Like look at me, I can be outside and be cold. Like I don't know.
So here's the thing, like I know you guys they do that, but it's like, do they get sick?
Well, if they do, they're giant babies. I don't know. Every white boy I know has ever been they're giant babies. So I don't know. Yeah, no, because they'll tell you that too. That's a macho thing. I never get sick.
Yeah.
I wear my shorts and I'm never sick. But they do. And when they do get sick, they're giant babies. But girls, I don't know. I think it's maybe more of like I want to look cute. I think for the girls, it's like a cute thing.
Gotcha.
Going to the club, going to my daughter, wherever she goes.
Starbucks.
Yeah, getting her. Well, it's not pumpkin spice
It's
lattes this time around.
It's
It's
like
probably,
a mocha frappuccino or something.
don't judge me.
Is that you?
I like a cafe mocha. I don't like the frappuccinos, but I do like I think it's more this the peppermint mocha.
No.
That's what it is. It's
I
not
like a good caramel apple spice or the strawberry frappuccino.
I like the caramel frappuccino
Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
or the strawberry refresher.
Jesus, my daughter's is the pink drink. I don't know what it is.
The
but
strawberry.
Is that what it is? Okay. See, I didn't know. I don't like mochas, but yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. We wear them, and I don't know why. It's cold. Put some pants on. White people, put some pants on. It's cold out. It's gonna snow actually next week.
Put your pants
I
on
don't want
right
to see
now
anybody in a blizzard and shorts. I will call you out.
and shove in the snow.
That's what's gonna happen. You know that you're gonna have your white boys in their khaki cargos with their flip flops on, shoveling
Shove in the
snow,
snow.
and then the girls are gonna be out with their little. I got my boots on, and they gotta have a winter hat on too.
Yes.
Alright,
they
So it'll
do.
be like the hoodie, the shorts, the boots, and the hat.
with their Starbucks cup.
But they got their hat. You know, so
The Starbucks is keeping it warm, I guess.
it must. That's fine. That's a good question. Thank you. Thank you for playing along.
Yes.
Speaking of playing along, we have another game that you get to play.
Okay, so we have a game called This or That, where I give you two options. You have to pick one or the other.
Okay,
All right.
let's go.
Did you keep it clean?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Of course.
Listen. I'll keep telling you
He
guys.
said, "Don't keep it clean for me."
I'll repent later. Let's talk.
Okay, so
I love
Church's Chicken or KFC?
KFC.
Okay. Can you say why? Though? Like,
I think with Church's chicken, it's just so greasy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
It
just the
is.
thought of that just made my stomach.
I feel like
hurt.
doesn't like it in the breading fall off,
Yeah.
too. Like I don't.
so original or crispy?
Original.
Oh no,
I like
crispy.
Yeah.
All right, cake or pie?
Pie.
Okay, what kind is your favorite?
Sweet potato pie.
Okay. Chocolate or red velvet?
Red velvet.
Okay. Drive or be driven?
Dry.
Book or music?
Book.
Donate or volunteer?
Volunteer.
Okay.
That's the
Yes, time is the most valuable thing in the world.
absolutely.
Agree.
Can I ask? Do you have any more?
Nope, that was
I got a
it.
Christmas song one. Silent Night or Oh Holy Night?
Silent night. Temptation sound.
I was about to say,
All right,
what are you talking about? You gotta be
Well, somebody asked me
specific.
mine. Mine is I like Oh Holy Night, but I like the Alicia Keys version. That's my favorite.
Yes.
But Silent Night, you can't go wrong
I was
with
gonna say
that.
like Mariah Carey version.
I hate Mariah Carey.
You do?
Sorry, no offense. I'm just gonna sue me.
I was about to say we
Well,
I love Mariah Carey. Don't sue me.
we love
She
Mariah
has a
Carey.
strong dislike.
Yes.
I have a strong dislike for Mariah Carey.
We love her and Nick Cannon and all their babies.
I like Nick Cannon and all of his.
His
like
babies.
two.
Right,
I was like,
His
she's only got
babies.
two. I don't know.
His babies, not their babies.
Nick out here being fruitful and multiplying.
Listen,
He
just-
took that
multiplied.
to.
The whole nother
He
level.
definitely took that. He's like literally like
He tried
Jesus
to play
said,
by-
multiply. He's multiplied times 6.
Listen, when they said take 2 of each on the ark, they didn't mean 2 children. Okay? They animals. Thank you.
I love that you said no Nick Cannon on the show, and here we go.
Oh, I said no Kanye.
You said Nick Cannon.
Did I say Nick
You
Cannon?
did.
Yes,
so.
I did.
Well,
It's
it's not
okay.
a story about him. It's just
It started with Mariah.
yeah. All right. All right. Well, we appreciate Mr. Randall Parker for playing that game. We're not done with you yet because we got something that's called Tis for Tea. But before we do that, we have to play a little commercial here. You know, we got to pay some bills around here. And this is from Village Academy. We got to say shout out to Miss Lexi for just being amazing and being awesome at everything that she does. And, you know, we can't have a show without her. So let's go ahead, kick that commercial, and when we come back, we got more mud talk. Yo, we are back here live on Mud Talk. We'll say shout out to Village Academy for being an amazing sponsor of the Mud Talk podcast show. We appreciate everything that you guys do at Village Academy. And shout out to Miss Lexi for everything that she does as well in the community too, because she's a very busy lady.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's extremely busy. All right, so we couldn't let you leave here, Bishop Randall Parker, because we got a segment here called Tips with Tea. That's where I give you 5 things of what you should or should not do. Instead, we're talking about 5 things on what you should or should not do in the church.
Should I take notes? I feel like since I have to go to church now, I should probably take notes.
Yes.
I got it. Okay.
All right. Tip number 1. Stop falling asleep in church. Okay. Especially doing the good word. You fall asleep in church, you're going to miss your blessing. Okay. So stop falling asleep in church. Kids, especially y'all, go to sleep. Stop TikToking. Okay. I just thought they got a TikTok to Kurt Franklin. Yeah.
Do
they do.
Is that okay?
Remember we used to get pinched when we fell asleep at church?
Yeah. I try my best not to fall asleep.
Or my mom would grab my arm and I'd get the extra strong hand grip.
Yes. Yeah.
My grandma was in the choir and you get the look. And that's that. You could be playing all night, you got to look. You just
Sorry, Grandma.
Don't do anything.
My mom gave me that under the arm and like that silent where she cuts you out. I was like,
she had that. Yeah, she like had that look with the arm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm pretty sure this is child abuse and God's not happy. Okay.
Now, do you get the look when you're preaching and somebody's about to fall asleep?
No,
looks.
let them live their own lives.
Yeah.
I'll do what I need to do. I try to keep church hype to where they don't get sleep.
Okay.
Listen,
All right.
everybody follow suit, please. Thank you.
And you start late, so they should get plenty of
High
sleep.
noon, you should be sleeping.
Yeah. Nope.
All right. Tip number 2. This is for my elders, my older people, okay? Especially the grandmothers. Stop giving them peppermints at the bottom of your purse.
Yahtzee.
Stop doing that,
Yes.
okay? The baby didn't ask you for some peppermint and gum, and you didn't put it out from the bottom of your purse with lint and everything.
Smell like white diamonds.
Smell like white diamonds. Stop.
I know,
doing
right?
that.
And it was dentine. That was my grandma. My mom. It was a half open dentine. A little. I can't eat cinnamon gum to this day.
My grandma, it was spellbound. I was
Okay.
just like, oh God, stop. Yeah. So no, stop giving off the peppermints at the bottom of your purse.
How's she trying to keep you awake?
Well, that one gonna work. All right, tip number 3. Sorry, Bishop, but please stop telling me to turn to talk to my neighbor. That is a lot of work, and that ain't my neighbor. I don't even know this person. Okay, so I love you. We appreciate you, but hey, come on, speed that up. I'm ready to go. Okay, we doing too much talking, so don't tell me to turn to talk to my neighbor 5 times. All right, just say, hey, how you doing? Turn to your neighbor. All right, and keep moving. Okay.
Can I ask a question? Because maybe this is the way. Do you guys shake hands? Is that a thing?
Not anymore.
But that used to be a thing.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah.
I don't like that one. Don't make me shake hands with people I don't know.
See, I don't mind doing it one time, but now turn and talk to your neighbor. Turn and talk to your neighbor.
It was hugs before
See,
COVID.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, like
That's
shake
about
hands
fine.
and give
That's about
hugs.
fine.
No, yeah.
When the word is good, your pastor don't make you turn and talk to your neighbor, but we've been
Right.
talking, doing a lot of turn and talk. Okay?
Mhm.
So, is there a reason for that?
So yeah, so we try to engage and have interaction with the crowd. That's listen, let me tell you something. Here's a secret, right? So I mean, just like in the other, secular world, they got the hype man. They got to hype the people up, get them. We feel like if we keep you interacting, then you won't fall asleep on us. I was that guy. I was that touch your neighbor, turn to your neighbor, talk to your neighbor until the pandemic hit, and you're trying to do a pre-record in an empty building. And so you're in an empty building. Who are you gonna tell to touch somebody? Ain't nobody in there. So I disciplined myself. So I no longer do. What I do is like 2 and done, but I don't do it like I used to because I had to discipline myself. Like there was nobody to touch when I was doing it before. So I just talk and keep on going.
So this reminds me. So in school, we have these things called turn and talk, where like I have to give the kids a discussion question. I'm like, all right, so turn and talk to your neighbor, and it works the first time. It's like, all right, so here's turn and talk to your neighbor. They're like, oh, we just did a turn and talk. So
One. It's limited to one.
it's limited to one turn and talk
Yes.
in church. Okay, so let's get in and get out. All right, tip number 4. Sit in the offering plate around one time, please. One time. I don't need it before church, after church, while the praise team is dancing, while the drill team is drilling, while the drum line is drumming. Sit in that plate around one time because I ain't got much to give. Okay, I'm gonna give you what I give you, and that's it.
I love it.
Just in case, though, they just need to get a little extra out of you.
I don't have any extra to give.
I know. I'm the same way.
Dig deep down and find it in your heart.
Yes. When I was growing up, my mom, she used to always give me a penny so I can put it in a little
Yes.
envelope and when you take it down there. I don't know if that penny worked, but hopefully it did.
Yeah, my mom did the same thing. She'd just dig in her pocket. She still does to this day with my kids. She'll like dig in her pocket. She'll like separate her coins to all my kids. And
Meanwhile, the church is trying to get new carpet. You give me a penny
hey,
to donate. What?
It all counts.
every penny
I
counts.
guess it does. All right, and tip number 5. Since y'all sit in that offering plate around more than once, can y'all upgrade on the juice and crackers for communion?
Right.
Okay. Can we get some
Right.
Ritz and a shot of Carlos Rossi? Okay, something.
A full shot.
communion. They said Jesus turned water into wine. I think it should be okay. Just a shot. I'm not asking for a lot. And the crackers, I don't want the chili crackers. I want the Ritz. Can I get the Ritz crackers?
Oh, or like at my church, they're not even crackers. They're like straight up white wafers. I don't even know what they are. They just melt.
Sound like they don't have no seasoning.
They have no seasoning. That is no seasoning.
No seasoning.
No
whatsoever.
seasoning in those community
Is that the
crackers.
ones you just peel off the thin layer?
Yeah, like
and
there's like a
then-
little juice, and then like you open it, and there's a little thin layer of wafers.
No, see,
Yeah.
at the church that I used to go to growing up as a kid, I remember it was a one little cap and it was a chili cracker. And I was like, y'all clearly must have went to family food before service
And them
started.
crackers
They
just
totally did.
laying on the plate.
On the plate, and everybody,
Everybody digging in them.
Yeah,
that was
The
before
pre-COVID.
Yeah, I would say, or one church there was an actual chunk of bread and actual, but they were all dipping in the same and then eating. And I was like, no. Yeah, there was like a wine. It was like a communion, like a wine and. Oh.
No, we never did that, but there was a church that I went to where they had real wine and they made the bread and all that stuff. I used to go there like every first Sunday.
Just for that.
I mean, I was almost in rehab. for that.
Right. I believe it.
Yeah.
Tell me the name. We don't all go.
I got a new
fellowship,
church
okay?
now.
Not a new church. All right, well, that was Sis with T, and that was 5 things of what you should and should not do in church. So all I want is the crackers.
Like
Better
crackers.
crackers.
Yeah.
Better crackers, Ritz.
Or you should come to my church and I can give you our wafers and you'll be like, I'll take the oyster crackers. Like, give me those chili crackers back.
Right, be grateful.
Right. Be grateful for your oyster crackers.
Jasmine Land said, I need more juice in my cup.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yes.
It's not enough for the crackers.
It's good though. I like it. It's good.
Well, and some of us have a lot of things that need to be cleansed, so we need a lot of juice.
What kind of
Is that how
juice?
that works?
Say it again.
The amount of cleansing that needs to be done, do I need a lot more juice for that? Just to wash in the.
If that was the case, we'd have to be messed up every week. Like, we need more cleansing than that.
True.
So I wonder, what kind of juice is it? I've always been curious.
Grape juice.
Is it, I mean,
Like Welch's.
like Welch's is like a brand?
Yeah, Welch's grape juice.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
That's that fancy church.
Yeah.
Thinking a lot of tithes and offers. That church, we got the Welch's and juicy juice.
Yeah. That's not those penny guys. You're not getting your Welch's juice with those.
No, we didn't have that church I went to, so I don't know what it was, but it was not enough. And
No.
it was oyster crackers. It was like chili crackers. I was like, my granny just used this last night when she made chili. Like, these are the same
She
crackers.
probably brought them in on you.
Right, she probably put them on her purse.
Right. She probably playing little dust bunnies on them.
Little dust bunnies,
Yeah.
tasted like white diamonds. So, all right, well, that was just with tea. Thank you. Thank you, Red. Red gave me my DJ coupon. All right, so we can't end the show without Shae, and this is what we call Shae with the sh. Okay, and this is where Shae gives us all of her love, advice, knowledge, and advice. So, what kind of knowledge are you kicking to us today, Shae?
Well, we all know Christmas is the reason for the season and love is on the menu. So I just got a few tips for this season. One, reach out to extended family and those you don't see or speak to often. Tomorrow's not promised. So let's enjoy our loved ones while they're here. 2, invest in memories, not material goods. Take a trip for Christmas. If it's a trip to church, enjoy that,
Canaan Manifested Word.
Yes.
Yes.
Basically, be a pillar in somebody's life who you normally wouldn't touch on a regular day. Number 3, speak your love in words of affirmation, appraisal, make people feel good. Spread that love. This is the season for it. 4, I would say music, which is one of my go-to love languages. So Right now my favorite song is by Lady Harmony, Better Than Good. So that's my favorite. Y'all got better check that out.
Mine right now is Maverick City, Bless Me. I swear to God, I be
Okay.
feel like I'm in the trap house of the Lord every time it comes on.
The trap
Trap
house of the Lord.
Yes.
That's not
Can
like
you
my
make a
car.
room in your church called the trap house of the Lord?
I definitely could.
Well, I think that needs
I would
I'm
love
that
that.
guy.
Yes.
We
Yes,
are
you
trap
should.
house.
Trap house of the Lord. I like that.
Yes.
I like this.
You
part.
people will come in. I feel like
Trapping for Jesus.
trapping for Jesus.
That's
Love
my
it.
You can
car.
get hoodies made trapping.
We should. I love it.
Yeah,
Canaan Manifested Word. Can y'all sponsor that?
We'll make it happen.
There
Thank
it
you.
is. I will wear it. I will wear it every podcast.
You gotta wear it.
Trapping for Jesus.
You have to wear it when you go to church.
Listen, I'm already gonna be. Let's not make me stand out that much. I roll up into a church saying "trapping for Jesus." They're gonna be like, "Who is this
Where's
girl?
this lady?
Why is she here?"
I will wear mine while I'm driving because these people is crazy in traffic.
yes.
Okay, so
Especially now, and it's gonna snow. And you
Oh,
know how
yeah.
people around here are in snow.
Yes.
yeah. So, all right, and last but not least, be romantic. Plan a special Christmas day. We have the lights before Christmas. You can go ice skating, make gingerbread houses together, picnics by the tree, foot rub. You know,
She had to look at her face. She's like,
well, if you're
"Foot rub,
offering-
please." I actually give a really good foot massage.
No,
Not right now.
so the whole point is just spend time with your family and those you love, people around you, or be, that person for somebody who may not have somebody or just lost somebody. So
When you said that go on trips or do the experiences,
Yeah.
I've been thinking about like the presents I want to get people, and this year I have done straight up experiences. I'm sure the kids are going to be so irritated with me when I roll up if they're like, "Here, go to Sky Zone or go to Urban," and then they'll appreciate it later. That's kind of the vibe of this year. I feel like
Yeah.
and it was inspired by my little guy. My little guy's birthday is December 27th. He'll be 9. And I said, "Hey, what do you want for Christmas or your birthday?" Because I'm like stuck here. He's like, "Mom, I got enough stuff." He's like, I just want to give people stuff and like hang out with you
Oh,
guys.
wow.
No, this is my sweet kid. He's a nice one. We like this one. No, the other two I like too, but he's real nice. But you know what? And that I think, you know what? He's right. Like, so that's kind of where that's my vibe. Like, you're getting experiences and just to kind of hang out and go do things with people. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money.
right.
It can be a straight up, she wants a Shae Renee wants a foot rub.
I said this
Can we
year.
get that sponsored?
Hey, somebody out there sponsor
Sponsored
foot
foot
rubs.
rubs from Shae Renee.
I said this year just because the vibe and feeling I felt this year, like so many people have been struggling mentally. And I said this year, like any gift that I give people for birthdays or Christmas, whatever, it's gonna be in regards to your mental health. Like whether it's journaling or essential oils or diffuser, whatever.
I'm just kidding. Just because that's what I gave you.
Oh,
No, but I get what you're saying.
you know what I'm saying? Just like things that that people need to help their mental health, because I don't think a lot of people know how to, and so they just need some guidance or just some type of resource, whether it's journaling or a massage or whatever. So I just feel like sometimes the materialistic things, like they cool, but they don't last. But things to help your mental health, that's gonna last forever.
Right.
So
there's a website called Self Care is for Everyone, and they sell shirts. I have a hoodie that says like mental health is health.
Mhm.
When you buy things from that website, it gives you a free month of therapy, online therapy that you can give to anybody.
Oh wow.
So if you want to give them like a hoodie or something, and it also sponsors like mental health care. So I don't know for what they're not allowed to promote that, but I love that. I actually got my hoodie and I gave my the month of therapy to a friend who was in need that couldn't afford it. So.
I am so big on therapy.
Me too.
And we talk about this all the time. Shout out to Jasmine Lynn who's watching. That's my therapist. And
Yes.
I've been going to her for 3 years, and let me tell you, boy, she has pulled me through the trenches.
Mhm.
I am so thankful for her. And Jazz, you watching? Thank you, boo. I appreciate you. So yes, go get that therapy. And we're actually going to be doing a very special episode of Mud Talk in February called Dear Black Men, where we're going to be speaking with Black men in regards to mental health and being transparent and all that stuff. So that's something very special we're going to be working on. So I'm very, very, very excited about that. So,
Yeah.
yes, all right.
Sponsor some therapy for your family and friends.
Yes.
Give them, and because for some people insurance covers it, maybe not everything. Sponsor their copay for a visit, 2 visits. That's meaningful. That lasts forever.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Bishop Randall Parker, for coming through. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, dealing with all of our shenanigans here on the show. We were good today.
I didn't
proud.
drop one F-bomb.
I didn't cuss today either.
You didn't even say it with her little
I
episode.
know. So that means when I upload the show, I don't have to put explicit, because
Right.
every episode is like explicit. Oh, that's all right. So we
This
got,
is clean.
yeah, like out of 19 episodes, I think 3 of them might be.
Right, so we're good now. We're good.
We are doing great. So, well, coming up next on the show on in 2 weeks, actually on December 30th, we got to end the year right. And actually, Bishop Randall Parker was speaking on eating right and getting healthy. So we're going to have fitness expert Antoinette Iwagu who's going to be on the show, and she's going to tell us how we can eat right and get right going into the 2023 year, because we got to get it right, get it tight. Okay. And we also have our Mud Talk artist of the week. His name is CJ De Niro. He is from Cincinnati, and he's going to be driving all the way up from Cincinnati to come and chill with us here in the Mud Talk Lounge. So I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Super excited. So, and then of course, after that, it's our 1 year anniversary show, January 13th. I'm super excited about that. It will be 1 year of Mud Talk. We were just reminiscing and talking about it, and I still can't believe it will be 1 year. Wow, next month. I'm super excited. Appreciate everybody who's here and has been supporting Mud Talk, and all the viewers and listeners. We've come a long way, a super long way. I was just telling her, I remember when we first had our first show, I was so nervous, and we had the lights and the cameras and the mics, and everybody was like, that was really good. Like, I couldn't even tell you I was nervous. I was like, we was nervous too. Couldn't even tell. But it was at that time, it was a 30-minute show, so we were in and out, and now look at us now. We're doing hours and 2 hours of shows, hours and hours. So.
And you got sponsors.
Yes, we got sponsors.
Academy, you got
Village Academy,
419
Sister 419 Cleaning Services. Man, just so many people. We're trying to get some more sponsors. Mud Talk is the place to be. And not only are we local, but we global. We have people from Toledo listening. We have Detroit. We have Belgium. We have Germany. We have Florida, Australia, Texas. Like, it has been.
Carolina, Pennsylvania, I think I saw.
Yes, it has been super crazy. And we also celebrated because we're almost up to 1,000 streams on the digital platforms for listeners. So that's crazy.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. So yeah, Mud Talk is the place to be. And if Bishop Randall Parker is on the show, then y'all know it's the place to be.
Share with your people. Share your streams. We appreciate all that too.
Absolutely. So for the anniversary show, we are bringing back some of our guests that were a lot of fun. We had Tiara Armstrong. We had to have her come back because she was the guest in our very first episode. We have Unique Johnson, who's coming back. She's a domestic violence advocate, prevention advocate. Shannon McIntyre, also known as Shan Diggs. He had an amazing story. He was on the show. He was a lot of fun. Aisha Walton, we had to bring her back. So that's
I'm not going to break anything this time.
Are you sure?
No, I can't promise that. No, I am sure. I'm good.
All right. And then Julius Darrington is going to be tapping in live with us all the way from LA. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So, yes. So, yeah.
A lot of familiar faces.
Yes. So, all right, y'all. Well, that is our time. We appreciate you here for listening to Mud Talk. Remember, I'm Big T.
And I'm Shae Renee.
And I'm Miss Amy.
And Mud Talk is the only show that keeps our ears to the streets.
While you grind in the 419.
All right. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
y'all.
Christmas,
Happy Kwanzaa.
Yes,
And
happy Kwanzaa, New Year's.
Happy Hanukkah.
Hanukkah, New Year's,
Happy
Kwanzaa, Christmas.
Happy Christmas, Kwanzaa.
Whatever
Happy
your holiday
holidays.
is, happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays, y'all.